My name is Allie Young. I'm with the Gamers, which is a social media tech platform for women in video games. And we're here in Nigeria today. Glad to be here. People are just absolutely lovely. The food is fantastic, and looking forward to getting out of the hotel and conference and seeing much more. I mean, for me, I'm a gamer. I met my husband playing video games 20 years ago, and it actually is something that has been part of my lifestyle. Family time is spent with my daughter and my husband playing video games. We've met online friends in person, gone on vacations with them. They were a part of our wedding. It's really been just an amazing connection point and social point for us. And so when I had the opportunity to work with the Gamers, it really became home to me, right? Because it's with people who are very like-minded and an amazing community. Yes, so the Gamers, social media tech platform for women in the video game industry, creators, game devs, entrepreneurs. And for us, we are a safe space where people can connect. Something that you and I spoke about earlier around, playing video games and feeling the pressure to be good at it and wanting to, and kind of the toxicity around the online culture a little bit, because it is a little bit male-dominated, right? And I feel like the Gamers was built around that. In fact, I remember the very first gaming conference that I went to, and literally it was a room that had about 200 people, and there were 3 women, including myself. And I thought, we have to do better, right? I mean, I play video games, I have friends that play video games who are women, and I feel like it's extremely important for us to spread that message that it is okay to play video games as a female. Additionally, Gen A, Gen Z, 98% of the younger generations are playing video games now, right? They don't identify as gamers like people who go to movies don't identify as movieists, right? And so it's just a part of their life. And what's interesting is that even though there are 3.2 billion gamers globally, and half of those are women, we're still underrepresented in the professional esports world, in game development, and leadership positions. So it was New Year's Eve, and I had busted my knee. I was living in Colorado. I busted my knee skiing, and so there I was at home for the very first time, doing nothing on New Year's Eve, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll go check out this game, right? And so I jumped on this video game and had my knee propped up, having a drink and just relaxing. And I see online a chat that there was this giveaway for an online New Year's Eve party. And I thought to myself, this is the lamest thing I have ever seen in my life. I will never share this story out loud. And I went to this online New Year's Eve party where they were giving away free stuff and in-game free stuff, right? And so I'm in there, and it was player versus player games, so people could attack each other and kill each other in the game. And so as I was standing there, this guy jumped this other guy, slayed him in the game, and the dead player dropped gear, and you could rename it. And so this guy picks up the gear like a serial killer, brands it so-and-so's Baldric, and I thought it was hilarious, and that was my husband, now husband. So he's not a serial killer though, so that's good. I'll share this with you. So the Game Hers, since its inception in 2020, we created a platform where we celebrate women through the Game Hers Awards. And we had our first, it had been virtual through COVID, and we had our first live Game Hers Awards in Atlanta in March 1 to kick off Women's History Month. And we had a room full of 300 people, women and their allies, where we celebrated their contributions to other women in gaming and inclusivity. And it was incredible to just see people who haven't met in person. I mean, if you think about how you work with people now, and remote life is so prevalent. I mean, you think about how you meet people online now anyway, right? And then when you meet them in person, that relationship just escalates and just gets even better. And so the Game Hers provides that space to be able to do that, right? We have an online community. We provide opportunities to meet in person through a lot of different events. Much like Dunhill Ventures brings together, they bring together family offices and investors to connect and create networks and create relationships. That's what the Game Hers does. Video games has become the new media. When you look at live streaming, when you look at content creation, there's such a big piece of that's entertainment. And as a person who plays video games, you get to do both, right? If you go to a restaurant now or a bar, you see concepts where there's axe throwing, there's things you can do, play golf, right? The video gaming is just a lifestyle piece of that. I think that it's just become normalized. I mean, my daughter's generation, she's 17. She's been playing video games since she was 2, right? And whether that's learning video games and educational video games, or it's Call of Duty. I mean, she plays them all, and she tries them. A lot of times it's her friend group. Her friends like to play video games as well, and so they do that together. Sometimes in person, with their computers next to each other, or on consoles, and sometimes that's just online. So I think we all play games. I mean, if you played soccer when you were younger, or football, right? If you played basketball or sports, we compete all the time, right? Leaderboards, points, things like that. I mean, everything is a game. And so I think that the Game Hers provides a place where women who play video games can connect. And that's the beauty of it. So I was actually in Riyadh when I met the Dunhill Ventures group, and they invited us to come out to Lagos. It was an opportunity. I was supposed to be at South by Southwest this week, and ended up canceling all my travel plans. Told the team, I was like, I am gonna stay in Riyadh for a couple of days and then go straight to Lagos. Because the opportunity here is vast. The demographics in this region and in Africa has the youngest, the youngest demographics. Gen A, Gen Zs, 98% are gamers, and so the population is intrinsically part of our group. However, organically, our 10% of our international community is in Nigeria. And that has just been organic. We haven't done any programming here. We haven't done any events. It's just people finding us online and connecting with our team, with our community. So we are the Gamehers. That's TheGamehers on all socials and thegamehers.com. Please download our app. It's tgh.app. And it can be downloaded on Apple, Google, and we're also on desktop as well. And connect with us. Our community, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, is very inclusive. While we focus on women and we are femme-based, we do have non-binaries and femme-identifying peoples, and also our allies who are men and male. So you stand to gain an amazing community of like-minded people. Find your tribe, find people to play games with, find people to learn from, as well as opportunities for education, on career development, and entrepreneurship. Absolutely. So we partner with a lot of game developers. We are not a game developer, but we provide opportunities for women in game development, as well as Riot Games is one of our early investors and a big partner. Also, I play a lot of their games too. It's a big perk to get in the alpha stages and get to try out different games. But we have opportunities for women to even, our Discord channel, for example, has game nights, right? Where women get to try out different games, whether that's a mobile game or even a party game from Jackbox Games. You know, there are different things that we use to connect and leverage through video games. I see there's a lot of there had been. I feel like it's starting to shift the other way. There had been, you hear stories about gamers who play too much, and I think I read a story about someone who played too long and died of seizures. I mean, that's probably the extreme, right? And let's be transparent and talk about it, because I think that as a parent myself, balance is everything. But however, in order to get good at anything, you have to spend the 10,000 hours, right? And so I actually told my daughter that I wanted her to play at least 2 hours a day because, to me, if you're actually going to get good, then why would you limit yourself, right? But you have to do it in a healthy manner. You have to take breaks, you have to stretch, you have to eat, you have to do all these things and keep your health going. Just like in any sport. Gaming has been shown to teach our children and to teach ourselves mental acuity, hand-eye coordination, problem solving, which I feel doesn't happen enough, but gamers have to learn how to lose, which is also something that doesn't happen enough, and also the grit to keep going, right? And so I think there are a lot of very good benefits to gaming, just as well as negative things, just as well as anything else. We are very focused this year on our international growth, and this is part of it. If you're connecting with us, join our community, get to know the people and connect with the people first, and then find affinities to the different games that you want to play. There's so many different kinds of games. There's a game for everyone.